Hello, YouTubers. Infonator1 here again to explain some of the ridiculousness of the Bible. First and foremost, I'd like to. This is about the ridiculousness of saying a few words, and then basically you're saved, as long as you have somebody, a few witnesses. Let me put it to you this way: in this life, everything comes through work. To make us believe, for one instance, to disassociate us from reality, we've been trained from our youth when they tell us about Santa Claus and all those other Easter Bunny stuff. All of that begins a way of disassociating reality from fantasy. I mean, fantasy from reality, or vice versa. What I'm getting at is basically the ridiculousness of being saved for all eternity by saying a few words. If you're not a rational thinker, if you don't eat enough meat or protein, you will have a very unfocused mind and are prey to these tricks, these over-the-top tricks. I mean, it's just because everybody else thinks it in your family that it makes it much more socially trendy and acceptable. It's part of cultures. Yeah, I understand that. All cultures believe in all kinds of weird, ridiculous superstitions and stuff. But you got to realize, when you're to say that you're gonna gain eternity for just saying you believe in this one guy who is basically an exalted human from the fourth or fifth dimension, an L god or an L god's son, who is portrayed in so many different pagan religions. They've been around forever. I'm not saying that they're not real. I'm just saying that they're deceiving you, saying that they are good and all that stuff. And they're not. They're just maintainers, and I don't know what else they do, to be precise. But to say that you win eternity for just saying a few words and not work for it at all is like winning the lotto 15 million times or more. You know what I'm saying? It's just not plausible. It's not realistic. It's childlike. It's all those things. It's just mind control. It's dog training, calisthenics. Slave calisthenics, mind control stuff. So I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll just tell you that y'all need to eat some meat. Any of you all that really believe that stuff, and I know there's a lot more than just not eating meat. There's a lot of peer pressure to believe in all this stuff, but it's really mind control, and that's really basically if you knew the purpose of the mind control, I'll get into that later, but it's a subtle trick all the way around. It's extremely sophisticated in the other sense, that it promises you these real good things. You cannot in and of yourself save yourself. You always need a savior. So it basically makes you like a child who's dependent on his parents. And I'll get to that later. I'll tell you how that works into it being bad, because right now you're saying, well, it's all about love and all that stuff, and it's not harmful, but it's very subtle, and that's all I'll say. Okay, over and out. See you around.